Hello and welcome to MumbleCast, all the structured fully research podcast extravaganza. My name is Liam, as always I'm here with my co-host Kayla.
Hi.
Did I come out right?
Yeah.
Good. Welcome, listeners, to another brilliant episode. Thank you for all your wonderful pictures of your weather phenomenon. They were great.
They were.
We didn't get any. But we're just imagining. I looked at YouTube or Google and just imagined I got lots.
Yes.
How has your week been?
It's been good.
What did you do over the Labor Day weekend?
Had a game night.
Oh, that's nice. A lot of fun. Who did you do that with? Because I wasn't invited. Okay, guys, we are honest people. We are not doing this. We're doing this a little bit before Labor Day weekend and 2 weeks before it's going to go out because we like to stay on top of it because we love you guys and want to provide good content.
Yes.
Yes.
So I made something up and then Liam made it get weird.
Yeah, called you out.
So nothing's happened yet. I don't know what's going on.
Nothing's happened. We've just literally finished talking about the weather, so do send us pictures if you haven't already, which I'm hoping you have.
I hope so too.
Today we're going to get straight into it. It's been a couple of weeks since we've had the sort of constant content, and therefore we've missed out on one of our favourite / only features. The shits and hits.
Yes.
So today we're going to go over a few things that we've been watching, listening to, dealing with over the last couple of months, and give you guys our opinion, and hopefully you might either get into it or avoid it at all costs.
Yes.
Cool. Well, in that case, let's get ready to mumble. Alright, do you want to start first? Are we going to go shit hit, or are we just going to do all hits and all shits? Or just kind of randomly talk about it?
Random order, but we'll go back and forth.
Alright, do you have anything particularly you want to start off with?
I don't care. I talked about last time, you can go this time. You can start.
Okay, I think I will talk about one that I've already spoken to you a little bit about, and I was a bit sceptical about it myself, but then I watched it all straight away, right through. And I think it's usually helped because some of the podcasts I listen to talk about these things, and if they speak highly of it, I'll go watch it usually. Mm-hmm. And they did, so I did. And that's Amazon Prime TV show called The Boys. Have you heard of this, or had you heard of this before I spoke about it?
No, but I'm going to let you know that today Drake came home sick and watched like 3 episodes without me.
I was wondering why he wasn't at the gym.
Yeah, he was homesick. But still, 3 episodes without me. I was like, what?
That's a lot, because there's only like 6 episodes.
Maybe it was only 2. I don't know how many it was.
But he was
watching it, and I was like, you didn't want to like ask if I wanted to watch it?
That's pretty mean.
I agree.
I would take a 6 day and watch them. Wait, is he going to be off tomorrow as well then?
I don't know. Maybe. He thinks he has Zika.
Tell him to man up. I'm going to text him, tell him to man up.
You do that.
I will tell him to that.
He thinks he has Zika. He sent me like a thing of like symptoms and everything of Zika today. I was like, are you sure I don't have it? I got bit by mosquitoes.
Well, you could have it then.
I mean, we did get a lot of mosquito bites, but
I think you'll be fine.
I feel like I would have it also.
I think it would come on quicker than it did, no?
I mean, he didn't feel good starting the day we left.
Oh no. Yeah, it didn't seem like he was too happy yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Okay, but yes.
But anyway, The Boys. So The Boys is an Amazon Prime TV show, and it is based off a comic book, like a lot of the ones we have in these days. And it is...
I watched somebody transfigure today. I did walk in on that.
Transfigure? Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
Like it was a woman sitting on the couch, and then he was like, because of this.
Oh, you saw that part of the episode. That's a weird part of the episode to watch. Did you see the bit before that? Why that happened? Oh, okay, so... No,
I literally walked up and that was happening. I was like...
Yeah, that's like the only time you see that specific person.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a weird scene. So I'll straight up tell you off the bat, guys, this isn't like your Iron Man comic book type thing. It's a little bit more adult. In fact, it's all very much more adult, so don't let your kids see it. It's got some sort of adult topics, plus it's a little bit risky at points. But basically, it's based off our comic book. Do you call it a comic book? I guess so. That was created by a guy called Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson. Written by Garth and like drawn by mainly Derek Robertson, and it's quite a lot of issues, but this is kind of based off the main storyline with some twists, and the story is essentially that the world has got full of superheroes, and for good or bad, it's they are, and corporations kind of run the superheroes. So the basic corporations are big PR people, and they make the superheroes seem good to the world. It's like, imagine, they're basically like actors or sports people, where they're sort of publicized, they're used for merchandise and to sell things, but they still save the world at the same time. Or at least that's what it pays at the beginning. Within that, there is a guy called Billy Butcher, who's played by What's his name? Carl Urban. You'll know him from... He was in Lord of the Rings, he was in Star Trek. He is the second command in Star Trek. I can't remember what that guy's actual name is in Star Trek. But he was in Doom, if you ever saw Doom. He's in Thor Ragnarok for a little bit. Anyway, so he's in a bunch of things. He's a well-known actor, you know him. And he is an ex-CIA agent, and he's currently trying to kind of fight back a little bit against these superheroes. I'm going to go straight into spoilers, but I'm not going to tell you the main story, the main like crazy plot things. Okay. Essentially, there's the very first scene. Something happens, and a guy has a run-in with a superhero. Okay. And that leads him to meet Billy Butcher, and they join forces to rebel against these superheroes. They believe that superheroes are corrupt and villainous people who don't really care for society and do a lot of bad in the world. And it basically goes through 6 episodes of where you have Billy Butcher and Huey, a character named Huey, played by a guy called Jack Quaid. They team up along with some other friends to essentially kind of discover what's going on. What's this corrupt kind of superhero system going on? Mm-hmm. And it's great, as in it's hard to, since you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it, but it takes a weird twist. Not everything is what it seems, and at the end, something it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. But it's really good. It's very gory. There's some good uses of special effects to explain superheroes. Mm-hmm. Most of the superheroes are bad, but there's 1 or 2 good ones, and people turning good, and it's a really interesting play. Are bad. And there's enough money put into it that it's good quality. Okay. Well, they're not inherently bad. It's because 1 or 2 of them are bad, and 1 or 2 of them are just they're superheroes. They can't relate to humans the same way everyone else does. But yeah, they're interesting. They're not aliens. They're nothing like that. They are humans that have just got superpowers, but it explains it all. And I think once you've seen it, we can maybe discuss it a little bit more of what could happen in the future. But Billy Butcher, this Carl Urban, he plays a British guy, really bad accent, but it works. It's animated enough to make this seem really good. The main character, although Billy's the main character to some degree, Huey's the sort of the protagonist, and he's a bit of a character, but it needs that to kind of balance off the extremeness of the Billy Butchers and the superheroes and stuff. But it's good. Definitely recommend watching it.
I'm going to watch it.
Tell Drake to pause it and you catch up and watch the rest of it. Yeah. I look forward to next season. It is already being filmed, which will be good. And I kind of want to find the comic books and read through it. Apparently the comic books have a slightly different storyline, but they also go into the details a bit more, and it can be really bad. So like the TV shows obviously played it down a little bit. Yeah. And in the comic book, they're a lot worse than they come across, and they come across pretty bad. So. Okay. But yeah, watch it and we can discuss it more. Yes. But that's definitely a hit. That's my first hit.
I definitely want to watch it. Yeah. I was pretty heartbroken that he was watching it. And I was like, spoilers, at least tell me so I don't walk in and watch this girl change into this guy. Yeah. Again, so that's The Boys. It's on Amazon Prime. Watch it. 100%. Okay. I will be watching it. Okay, cool. That's my first hit. Okay. What's next for you? Christopher Robin. We finally watched it. It was really good. Ooh. Yeah? You didn't like it? I've not seen it. That's one of Hugh McGregor, right? I like Hugh McGregor, so... Yeah, it was... I wouldn't say it was really good, but it was good. Like, it took me... There was a lot of nostalgia to it. Okay. What's the storyline? I'm not going to watch it, so don't mind spoiling. Christopher Robin has grown up. I don't think there's many spoilers in it. Yeah, he's grown up. He, left the 100 Acre Woods, basically went to boarding school, forgot about the 100 Acre Woods and Winnie the Pooh and all of them. The plot line's not super great. Gets this job doesn't pay attention to his wife and daughter. He's going to send his daughter to boarding school. She has to, like, basically, like, Winnie the Pooh needs help, so he goes in search of Christopher Robin because he's lost all his friends. He thinks the Heffalumps have gotten them all. And basically, like, the characters and the little girl are trying to, like, bring him back into where he's, like, happy and
Christopher Robin.
Yeah. And like smiles.
The little girl being his daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So how is she back in the woods?
Or she's like, well, so they actually come out of the woods and they meet and they go on an adventure.
Do your best Winnie the Pooh not voice.
Can't.
What does it sound like again? He's really soft spoken. Oh, Christopher. No,
that was
softer
good.
Than that, isn't it? It's softer than that though. I've not heard Winnie the Pooh in years.
That was really
Piglet. No, it's a bit less.
That was a little bit more like old man.
But it's like an old man though.
Kind of.
I can't think. I'm going to have to listen to him before I can get it.
But it was really good. So my dad used to like rock me every night to go to sleep, and we would watch Winnie the Pooh for hours. And then I would wake up in the middle of the night, and we'd repeat the process. This is when I was like 3 or 4,
yeah.
And like I just like hearing their voices. I don't know, a lot of nostalgia. But
was it the same people doing the voices?
Probably not. They're probably like all dead now.
Yeah.
But
I was never a Winnie the Pooh fan. Like I was never. It was never my thing. I wasn't not a fan. It was just never my thing really. But I do get the nostalgia behind it. Who was the original writer for that?
What's his name?
Someone relatively famous. It was a she, was it?
A.A. Milne.
A.A. Milne.
Yeah.
Milne. L-I-M-I-M-I-L-I-N-E.
Yeah.
That's it. Was it, dude? Alan Alexander Milne. Yeah. No, that'd be. I don't think I'm going to go out. Well, should I go out to watch it?
No.
I don't understand this kind of trope of movies where you do this crazy, exciting, extreme thing as a kid and you forget about it when you get older.
Yeah.
Like having in Peter Pan or Hook, with Robin Williams.
That's one of my other ones.
That was like he left and he forgot about it.
Yeah.
But that's slightly different because it's a bit more magical, I guess. Or is this magical? I don't know.
I think it's just imagination. I think that's the whole like growing up, and so like it's like your imagination. I mean, maybe it was real. I don't know, but to me, it was always like that's his like imagination. That's his like his childhood almost, and then you grow up and you forget that, and he's like lost his touch with like his younger, the child within or whatever.
Okay, and does it make you want to stay in touch with your child? Like,
I think I'm pretty in touch with my child. Like,
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Some people could be a bit more in touch with their child. Nice.
Oh, for sure. But I think I'm okay.
I don't know. Yes? I don't know what you're like as a child. It's hard to say.
I don't know. I think I'm...
Yes. So when did you watch this on the plane?
No, Drake suggested we watched it like 3 weeks ago.
Huh.
Yeah, Drake was like, we haven't watched Winnie the Pooh yet. Let's watch it.
Fair enough. Yeah. Hey, if that's what you're into. Good stuff.
And it was just one of the nights where I was.
So that's a hit.
Yeah, it was.
It was
probably not a shit or a hit. I enjoyed it. It was not bad. You enjoyed it,
yeah. You were not going to run back and try and watch it again.
No, I will probably never watch it again. But it was fine.
Good.
Yeah.
So I want to go through a couple of quick ones. I'm not going to talk about too much. Boys was a big one for me. I know I didn't really do it justice, but it was definitely a good watch. Don't get me wrong, it's not life changing, but it's a good watch. Yeah. I also watched Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime, the one of John Krasinski from The Office.
Okay.
I enjoyed that. It was good. It was a little bit like it was. The story seemed good, and it seemed like there was a good amount of action, but I almost felt like there was also not much going on at the same time, and they tried to have this back and forth between, I'm just the logistics officer, agent who sits in an office doing this, but I'm also this action guy. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be an action guy. I just want to be the office guy because I've been to Afghanistan and done my stuff. PTSD a little bit, but not really. And it sort of played him out to be the smartest man in the world, but not that smart. And then played him out to be like a really good action star, but not that action. It was weird. The dynamic of Jack Ryan, I don't know if they got right. I've never read Tom Clancy books. I don't know what he's meant to be, but I'm pretty sure Jack Ryan's meant to be this like 6'4" monster of a guy who's just like crazy. Was that Jack Reacher?
Reacher, right?
I'm pretty sure it's Jack Ryan. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan's the one on Amazon. Maybe he does a lot of people called Jack. Jack Reacher's the one that Tom Cruise played though, right? Yeah, Jack Ryan's the one I'm thinking of and the one I watched. But Jack Reacher's the one that Tom Cruise played. So he's the one that's maybe 6 foot. You know me, different guy.
Lee Child wrote Jack Reacher.
Yeah, and I would, it's if you're into sort of military type, Hurt Locker type, maybe not quite Hurt Locker.
I really enjoy Hurt Locker.
If you're into that sort of stuff, it's decent. It's a fine thing to stick on. It's got a little bit of this sort of ISIS militant terrorist stuff going on, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, I'm looking forward to season 2. Okay, that's coming out soon, so it's not too bad. So that's a hit. I'll also move on to something else, just to give you a second. This is not new. I think he's got a new album out, or new single songs out. But there's a guy called Hobo Johnson. Have you ever heard of Hobo Johnson?
No.
He's a singer.
Okay.
Oh, well, he's not a singer, he's not a rapper, he's a producer, he's an artist, whatever. Anyway. And he's from California. I think it's Sacramento, but I'm not sure. Maybe Santa Cruz. And he does sort of like spoken word, kind of rap, kind of like punky music. And it's very sort of emotional, but not in like I'm pathetically emotional. It's like an emotional punk kind of spoken word thing. And I heard him like years ago, and I never kind of picked up on it. It was like a YouTube video. And then for some reason, he came up on my Spotify again, and he's really good. He's got 3 songs, which I would think, or two really good songs, and 1 or 2 that I'm just kind of getting into. One called Typical Story, one called Peach Scone, or Scone. I think you should definitely listen to Peach Scone was the first one I remember listening to years ago, and it's really good. The rest of his albums, it's quite similar stuff, but I'm going to play it for you after. Okay. But I really enjoyed it. Again, it's maybe quite niche, but I really enjoyed it. And guys out there, just go listen to Typical Story or Peach Scone by Hobo Johnson. It's pretty solid. He's in a similar line to Oliver Tree. You know Oliver Tree? No. You've probably heard his song. Oliver Tree's got a song called Hurt. That's out quite a lot right now. You heard that on the radio? So they toured with each other for a little bit, and it's kind of some lines of that, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll just play it. Who cares? He won't mind. I'll play a little bit of it.
Oh, listen up. Young man is a young man. He writes stories. He's a writer, little writer boy. He falls in love with the girl. Girl already has a boyfriend. She kind of loves him back, but not really. They're just really good friends, and that's fun. So
that's how it's like all the way through, but it's got a really good dynamic, and yeah, it's good. Listen to it. It's interesting. It's not great music you're going to be putting on to like headbang to, but it's just going to be a song to have on in the background. Yeah.
You mean we're not going to work out to those songs?
Yeah, I would, but I work out to the songs that I like rather than songs that are pumping, you know? But yeah. All right, you go.
Okay, so this is one shit, one hit.
Okay. Well, the same thing that's a bit of a shit and a bit of a hit?
No, it's 2 parts.
Two-parter. Oh, I kind of know what's coming in.
John Wick 1 and 2.
Okay.
So, if any of you have been listening, I've been told multiple times to watch John Wick. And
to watch John Wick.
Yes.
I never ever said watch John Wick 2. I'll just put that out there.
Okay, you told me to get into the universe of John Wick. What do you think was going to happen when I watched John Wick 1, which was amazing?
I still want you to watch John Wick 3 with me.
Okay, maybe. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, you will do.
Depends on... Have you watched it yet?
No.
Oh, then yeah, we will.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So John Wick 1 was great. I don't know. I was like, I didn't feel good one day, or like stayed home. I was just really tired, and I turned on a movie. I decided not to go work out. I made this choice to just like recover, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch a movie. So I turned on a movie. It was a Sunday, so I skipped Sunday Fun Day to just stay home and recover, watch a movie. Turned it on, started watching it. It was incredible. Like Drake got home and I was just like amped up, and that was John Wick 1. So I was like, Drake, I have to go do some work, but when I get back, we're gonna watch John Wick 2. And he was like, okay. So
was it that day? Because
it was the same. It was the exact same day.
Oh, because he came to the gym saying that you had started watching it. And
the first one.
Okay. Oh, right.
So I was watching the first one, and he had only seen the first one.
Got you.
I think. And so that night he came home. He was like, "Oh, you loved it. And so he was like, "Yeah, let's watch John Wick 2." So we watched it that night. I fell asleep probably an hour into it. I just wasn't.
Oh, number 2. Okay.
Yeah, I just wasn't like feeling it. It wasn't great. The storyline wasn't nearly as good as the first one. It was just a bunch of just killing, which was fine, but like pointless killing. And yeah, I ended up finishing it the next day just because we rented it and I didn't want it to I wanted to see the end of it. And still just wasn't very happy with it.
Yeah. So quickly for the listeners who may or not, just kind of give a brief overview of the story. There's no spoilers necessarily because it's not got spoilers, but just kind of go over what the first movie is like, the second movie is about.
This guy who was a killer and then became not a killer and then got pulled back into being a killer.
Okay, I'll have a go
at it. And they use
it.
gold coins that are worth a lot of money. Like $3,000.
Have you ever summarized the plot of a movie before?
I don't know how to do it without giving spoilers.
No, I'm saying just give spoilers because there's no not spoilers in this movie. Like everyone knows what it's about.
So there's a guy.
It's not as if there's a twist.
And he used to be a killer. And then he meets a girl. Hold on.
Okay.
Then he meets a girl and he gives up that wife for this and comes out of it. She dies and spoiler, she dies. And then he is really sad. And then some stuff happens to where these guys basically attack him, and that pulls him back into it. Because I don't want to say what they do.
You can, because that's part of the...
No, that was the worst part.
No, but everybody knows that about it.
How?
Because it's just part of the storyline. But yeah, you got it right. It's an ex-hitman for hire, basically.
Yeah.
Who does some... He's known in this world as a bit of a...
The boogeyman.
Yeah, the Baba Yaga. The best.
Yeah.
He's basically known as
He's
the best.
the person you call when you want somebody to kill the boogeyman.
Yeah. And he gets drawn back in for whatever reason, as you mentioned, and then just ends up going schizo on everyone.
Yes.
And
then the next one, they try to continue that storyline with, he had to do something in order to get out, because you're not supposed to be able to get out. So he had to do something in order to get out, which required this, massive favor from somebody else, basically, is what it comes down to.
Yeah,
to card.
So they kind of touch on this in the first one, that he had to do an impossible task to get out in the first place.
And he pulled it off. Basically, with the second one, you learn it's through the help of somebody else. And
who he had given what they call a marker to.
I couldn't remember what the name of it was. Yeah. It's basically an IOU.
Yeah.
And then he calls in his IOU. But then,
John Wick refuses to do it initially.
But then does it, but then... The guy still wants to kill him anyway.
It kind of doesn't do it also, if you remember.
Well, yes, but
yeah.
Same thing happens.
Yeah, I think he wants to get rid of him so it's loose ties to no one, because essentially a guy wants to kill his sister.
Yeah.
And it happens, and then he wants to get rid of John Wick so no one can prove that that's what he did.
Yeah, but it's just why are you going to continue to mess with him when you know what he's going to do? To you, and
we saw what he did in John Wick 1. I know it's pretty soon afterwards, but even so,
yeah,
I get what you're saying. Number two's still good, and if depending on what you're looking for, it doesn't quite fulfill the story and
it's not got depth to it.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as much. But I think people were okay, we understand who this character is now.
I guess.
So
I also don't feel like it established the world any more than it should have. You still just have this world where, there's the Continental or whatever but nothing's really explained about it. Yeah. It's there's so many loose ends and you don't get it, and
it makes it seem like everybody's a bloody assassin.
Yeah. Which
is stupid.
At the end, yeah. No, not everybody, and I think that's part of the whole fear of it, right? He's scared that you have to look over your shoulder in every corner, and so even somebody looking down for a text message, not from them, it makes it feel like it is, but it's still it was over the top.
Yeah, in some moments it seems like it's just him and one other assassin and loads of people. In other moments it seems like there's 5 assassins in one small space. It's this doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to see what happens in 3 to see if they can kind of rectify the missteps.
But if it's bad too, I'm not watching the 4th.
No. Well, the thing is, it's getting to the point where he seems indestructible, and that makes it less fun. It's like the Fast and Furious franchise. Hobbs and Shaw, if both of them are indestructible, it's no fun.
Yeah.
There needs to be something at risk. And at the moment, John Wick, there's nothing at risk.
Yeah.
He does seem like he takes a beating, but he survives.
Yeah, every time. He's not going to die.
It was written by a guy called Derek Kolstad and directed by a guy called Chad Stahelski. And that Chad Stahelski, he directed it, so he helped choreograph a lot of the fight scenes, and he's actually an ex-stuntman and stunt choreographer, and he was the one who helped and trained Keanu on The Matrix. So he had a good relationship. They knew how they sort of worked together, and that's what he's built it into here. And he insisted on Keanu Reeves learning various types of fighting styles that you can see. Like, he does a lot of judo and kind of MMA style grappling during John Wick. And I think that's what a lot of people kind of liked about it. It was very hands-on. It wasn't like one punch knockout. You know, he had to do a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
And you saw these videos online before John Wick came out of Keanu going through quite intense firearm training to kind of get the feel and the actual action right. And there's a couple of like YouTube videos of what John Wick got right and got wrong, and they got a lot of military type action stuff right, and from some flair was wrong, but it's kind of cool. And a lot of it Keanu does himself, a lot of the action scenes and stuff, so it comes across really raw.
Yeah, I thought it was very well done, especially the first one.
Considering the budgets and stuff, you know, it had a pretty mild budget for how much it made. Let me check here if I can figure. 2014 it came out. Does not feel like it came out 5 years ago. John Wick, you mental. Had a budget of 20 to 30 million and made over 80 million, almost 90 million, which is 3 times as much. That's pretty solid for a movie. And then John Wick 2, which I believe even went further than that, budget of 40 million and made 170 million. So you can see why they're making a third and a fourth, blah, blah, blah.
For sure.
I wonder how much the third one made. Okay, so that was a shit and a hit.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to go back to my Spotify.
Okay.
Actually, what movies did I see? I started watching Aladdin, got bored and didn't continue, but it was also because it was late at night and I was like, oh, maybe I should just sit up and properly watch this, because I hear it is good. I just didn't really give it time.
Okay.
Chernobyl I watched. Good series. It's on HBO. It's very interesting and you do want to watch it, but it's long. But if you get a chance and you've got a couple of hours to spare, there's only 6 episodes or something.
Okay.
But it is definitely worth a watch. It's definitely... It's one of those ones that in a couple of years' time people go, oh, remember Chernobyl? That was great. You know?
Is it a documentary?
It's kind of like a documentary, but through the eyes of the people that experienced it. So it's not actually like, and in Chernobyl we did this. It was like, it's a kind of play-by-play of what happened.
Okay.
With characters. You know, they're all like speaking about... It's like a fly on a wall.
Okay.
No, it's not like a fly... It kind of... It's a written story.
But it's not like a guy sitting there being like, and then this happened.
No. It's literally taking you through what's happened and like the court case afterwards and stuff. You and Drake haven't seen it, have you? No.
Well, Drake started watching it with you, no?
Oh, Drake watched the whole thing with me. Yeah, what am I talking about? Yeah, so it's going to be hard for you to watch it because you might get a little bit bored of some of it at the beginning, or like hard to pull yourself into it. But if you do have a sick day, I would definitely give it a wee look-see. That's right. Okay, I'll go into my Spotify. Unless you have something you want to fill in at the moment.
I mean, I have 2 more.
Okay, hit us with someone else and then I'll find this.
So I'm not going to go through Stranger Things because you still need to watch it. So that'll have to...
Oh, I did watch that. I watched season 1 finally. I'm not going to go over it too much because everyone's seen Stranger Things at this point, but it was good.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about season 3. So
exactly.
I'm still going to wait.
Yeah. I was just only going to say, I watched, I'm not going to talk about it, but it was great.
Okay,
It lives up to the hype.
Yeah. So back in January, I used to read a lot. And then I got really busy, and I started this book in January, and I'm still on like page 100. So I thought it was just like I was overreading, but then I put that book down because one of my best friends was like, "Look, I can't get into this book either." So I thought it was just me too. And I put it down, watched another book. I'll go back to it later, but just try that. So I did that.
Okay.
Took this other book with me to Costa Rica, and it's written by one of my friends in New York's fiance.
Okay.
And it's called Captain.
Uh-huh.
Captain, and then in parentheses, Neverland. So it's basically Captain Hook's prequel. Yeah, prequel. So it's like the story about him.
How Captain Hook became Hook.
And it's really cool because you and I have spoken about this already, but it's really cool because it's like it brings in all the old characters. Like it explains everything from Tinkerbell to the clock, or to the alligator with the clock to.
Does he have 2 hands at the beginning of the book?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
To like Wendy Darling, to all of them. Like everybody is addressed.
So it's not a prequel then, if it's talking about Wendy Darling.
Well, later on it does.
Does it tell you how he turns bad, or is he always bad?
In this book,
because he's the protagonist, so he has to be just good to some degree. You have to be able to.
So he starts in the book and he's 18, so he's like not like he's still like a very young kid, and nothing inevitably like turns him bad. It's just like little things along the way, and he's like, you know, it really felt good to kill that person. Like I thoroughly enjoyed that. And it's like you see this shift of him being like starting out being this like innocent kid to like basically he like starts out as this like pretty innocent kid who's his uncle used to like his parent, he's from London, and his dad, like his family was like pretty prestigious. Like his grandpa owned a bank, and everybody, all the men are in line to be bankers. And his dad went into like followed his father's footsteps. His uncle was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going to explore the world. So his uncle was like on trade ships and merchant ships, and like was a like looked down upon by the rest of the family, but like he wasn't a pirate or anything. He just was like a merchant trader. And so James wanted to do the same thing. Like he like was like, I want to explore the world. I don't want to be stuck in a bank. And so like basically he like sneaks on the ship with his uncle, and like sets out like his trajectory towards that life. Turns out that ship is now the Jolly Roger, and like his uncle has switched over to be a pirate now. And so like that's how like he gets started in it. But like you see like the shift of him being like, I just want to explore the world, to like I enjoyed killing that person.
How did they get to Neverland? Other than second star on the right until morning.
There you go.
So how did they get to Neverland?
So pixie dust.
So they meet pixies too?
Yes.
And the whole boat somehow has a happy thought.
So pixie dust, in this one, you don't have to have a happy thought to get there. You just like need a lot of pixie dust.
Okay.
And are you ever going to read it?
Yes.
Okay. Then I won't.
I'm a fan of Peter Pan.
I won't give you any more.
Okay.
Yes.
Does he meet Shmi?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Like every single character is addressed. It's amazing.
For some reason, in my head, I just want to get a character that. So you know how in Hook,
I never saw Hook. I still need to see it.
You've never seen Hook?
No, we had this conversation before. I need to see it.
No, I don't know if we did.
We did.
Why have you not seen Hook?
Because you were this disappointed last time too.
Why have you not seen it? Because I don't know if it's going to hold up. It's one of these movies you see as a kid, and it's like the greatest movie.
I'll watch it. It's like Jumanji.
But Jumanji holds up better, I think.
Well, I'll still see it.
Peter Pan was pretty good. Hook's pretty solid. Okay.
So yeah, it's a fantastic book, and not just because I know the author. Like that made it cool, but this was it was very well done. I thought that it would like leave parts out, but no, it was good.
Okay. I say I'm going to read it if I don't for a while, but I'm going to try.
If you don't, then I'll finish telling you about it.
All right. Here's some quick flicking through music that I've listened to. I like. Everybody in Britain's heard about him. This guy, a banjo guy called Lewis Capaldi. He's some Scottish guy. You may have even seen some memes and like some videos of him online. He's a very Scottish accent. Okay. He acts stupid, but he sings kind of nice love ballads. Okay. And his main song out at the moment is, I think it's Someone You Loved, and it was number one in UK for ages, and it's really big. He's an interesting character because of the type of music he sings. It's totally different to his persona. Mm-hmm. I might send you some videos and you'll see why. There's a girl called Elisa Cara, and I have no idea. I think it's a song called OK OK. I just randomly heard it on Spotify. Mm-hmm. No idea who this girl is. No idea if she's big or whatever. But Elisa, yeah. And it was a song that was one of these songs that I was just listening to on like a random mix. I was like, oh, I need to stop and find what this is. And that's a good song. So I don't know. I'm going to have to listen to the rest of the stuff, find it out. But Elisa Cara, OK OK. I listened to the new Taylor Swift album. Meh. It's all right. There's a song called The Man, and I think it's a little bit on the nose about, men have the best way in the world. It's so hard to be a woman. But her being in industry she is, I can guess it probably is quite difficult. It's very much just Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. What else did I listen to? I listened to the new song by Miley Cyrus. Good song.
Which one?
I don't know. I was just listening to it. I was like, this is a good track.
There was one that kept playing at the resort, and it drove me crazy.
Let me see if I can find it on this list that I was listening to. Like, when I was listening to it, I knew it was her because I could Slide Away. I'll play a little bit of it. Yeah.
I don't know.
See, so it reminds me a lot of a band called Churches, which we've spoken about before in Shits and Hits. Mm-hmm. But I've not listened to the rest of the album, or even as an album, but that was a pretty solid track. So if you get a chance, just listen to Slide Away by Miley Cyrus. I'm trying to think where else I listened to. That's about it. Oh, Jerry Cinnamon. I've been listening to him for a while. He's on this. He's another Scottish singer-songwriter. He sings a bunch of good songs. One called Belter, one called Sometimes, which are like class. He's got a bunch of other ones in there. His accent comes across in his music, which I like quite a lot, being Scottish. Mm-hmm. So that's Jerry Cinnamon. That's about it for music at the moment. I think music-wise, that might be about it at the moment for new stuff. Was there new? Yeah. Movies-wise, I watched Hellboy, the new one, with the guy who plays the Chief Hopper from Stranger Things. Can't remember his name, which was bad. I should remember it. But he does well. It was actually better than I thought it was going to be. People kind of panned it a little bit, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the Hellboy stuff. And I wish they would make a sequel, but they're not going to because it got absolutely flopped. I also watched Detective Pikachu. To be fair, I was slightly sleeping as I was watching it. I was like, meh, it's fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good. And that's about it, I think. Okay, I've got any more Shits and Hits. I probably do. Okay, what's your Shits and Hits?
So I read one more book called The Cabin at the End of the World. This is one where I knew I was going to finish Captain before we got to the beach, and I needed another book as a backup. So we were in the airport, and I was like, "What do I want to actually spend money on?" Because they're overpriced. So this one was highly recommended by Stephen King.
Why don't you just go to your Amazon Prime and just get one of the free ones?
I don't like reading off of my phone.
Oh yeah,
I have a thing about that.
Okay.
So I had to buy an actual hard book, and
that's fair.
This one was highly recommended by Stephen King, so I bought it. And like Drake said too, he was like, "I'll read this one. Like it seems really, really good." Like the back cover like immediately pulls you in, and like for the first little bit of the book, it's really good. It was scary. I had nightmares. It is very Captain of the World, like apocalyptical.
Oh, you're right.
I still can't. Huh? It's not post. It's pre.
Oh.
And
so what were you saying then?
It'd be apocalyptic.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's like
the
transition.
So it's about to happen.
Okay.
And it's confusing, and it makes you question everything, and
everything
that's going on. And you don't know who's lying. You don't know who's good or bad, and if it's real or not. And then the ending was terrible. The last 3 chapters were absolutely horrible.
Bad writing, or do you mean just what happened was bad? Just ruined the whole
what
book?
Happened. Yeah, it was just it was pointless. I finished reading and I was like, wait, this is it. There was it didn't tie it up at all. 100% loose strings.
Is it basically you do this whole big story and at the end it goes, and there was an explosion, everyone died? Is it not like that's what happened?
Kind of,
it's just nothing gets answered.
Yeah, and I was like,
why would you do that? Is there going to be a second one?
No, there's no way there could be.
Oh, the main character dies.
Terrible, and up until that point, it was such good writing.
Do you think that's lazy writing, or do you think he or she had written all this stuff and was like, I don't know how to finish this?
There was a very clear way to finish it.
Oh, so they chose not to do that?
Yeah, well, they just chose
a different.
Either option, so there's 2 options at hand. Either way, they could have actually wrote an ending to it. Whether they chose to go this route or this route, there could have been an ending instead of just you don't know how it ends. It just ends, and it ends before you can figure. You can assume what happened.
Was that a choice? Was that a choice in the sense that I'm going to make the reader kind of think and
probably, but it pissed me off.
That pissed me off because I like definitive endings.
It is a shit.
I'm not one of these ones that are. Oh, okay. Was it a shit then? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh, the first half was a hit.
Yeah.
Until I got to the end and it was a shit.
Yeah. It's like a Mexican meal. Great on the way in, crap on the way out.
Exactly.
No offense, Mexican meals. We love tacos. We've spoken about this already.
We had an episode of tacos.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I'll tell you about it, not on here.
All right, last part of this podcast, things you're looking forward to watching or seeing or doing in the near future.
I really want to see Lion King.
Okay. I heard it got panned a little bit.
Yeah.
I heard it's basically the exact same.
Yeah.
Without one or two twists. But yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I'd watch it in the background. I wouldn't sit down and
I don't want
watch
to go.
that maybe.
I don't think.
Like I'd put it on while we were playing games or something and watch it.
I'd sit down and watch it. I just don't know if I want to pay to go see it.
Yeah.
I'll wait till it comes out.
You got to watch the first one so we can watch the second one.
Absolutely not. I'm not watching it. No.
So good.
No.
Good.
You and Drake can go watch it. Nope.
I will, but you should come watch it too.
No.
D3 happened over the weekend. D3 being the Disney Expo, and because Disney's got Marvel in it, there's lots of Marvel stuff that was announced.
Okay.
So we've got like so the Disney Plus stuff that's coming out in November. That was all announced. So we have like, I know a lot of it was already like mentioned, but we've got some new images of the Mandalorian, which is a Star Wars series. We've got some more images of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier stuff and the WandaVision. And we got told about Black Panther 2 coming out, and we got told about, I can't remember what else, but there's a few other things. So I'm looking forward to Disney Plus. I'm going to get it when it comes out. I don't subscribe to any service other than Amazon Prime, because that's just because Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be really good. It too, as I mentioned. What else there's a good UFC the other week that I was looking forward to that, but it's happened now, so hey ho. I'm looking forward to... Go ahead.
Do you think that Spider-Man will stay?
Spider-Man's gone, unless they make a new deal. Currently, it's gone. If they make a new deal, come back. I don't know why you wouldn't have it come back.
Yeah.
Like, so they've just finished a movie which ended on a cliffhanger. The way I can see what they're doing, potentially, is playing us all. And it's going to be gone. They will not mention Spider-Man. And they're going to build up the multiverse, and then they'll just drop him back in the last minute somewhere.
You think?
And I was like, oh, Spider-Man's back, Tom Holland's back, you know? So I don't know why Sony would keep it away. So apparently Disney were asking for a bigger cut of the costs and stuff.
Yeah.
Or Sony were asking for a bigger cut, because I think they were getting shafted a little bit.
No, Disney was the one getting shafted. And so they were asking for a bigger cut now. That is doing
because Disney were getting 20%, they wanted 50%.
Yeah.
And then Sony were like, no, we can do this. And then they were talking also about producers, like they wanted Kevin Feige, or Disney wanted to get Kevin Feige involved, and Sony were like, no. So I don't know what's going to happen. And the thing is, apparently, so I thought they didn't have Tom Holland, but apparently they do. So Tom Holland is still signed on to do like another 6 movies or something.
Damn.
But now they're all Sony movies, not Marvel movies, so it was easy before because you could just combine them, but now you can't combine them because he doesn't have anything other than Venom. Mm-hmm. It's a shame. The Spider-Man movies were the ones, like the individual ones I look forward to. Mm-hmm. I don't actually look forward to Thor or Black Panther or any of those ones. Yeah. I look forward to Spider-Man and combined, like all those ones that were announced. I'm not that fussed about them.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll be good and I'll go see them.
Be fine,
but until I know what the overarching storyline is, I don't care.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man I didn't care about. But that's alright. Yeah. It's a shame.
Makes me sad.
Yeah. Alright, well I think that's it for Shits and Hits at the moment. I think we'll maybe break down some of the stuff. I know we've got a friend who wants to join us for a podcast to talk about John Wick a bit more. We may or may not do that. After, of course. And once we listen to the songs, we may discuss each other's opinions on each other's Shits and Hits, if I ever get around to reading that book.
Yes.
Guys, any ideas of topics, send us our way. We've got a few good ones coming, or good ones we've thought about potentially doing, including things like synesthesia, Pompeii, crack cocaine. Well, we don't want to do crack. We kind of want to do crack cocaine. Cults, or as Kayla calls them, cults. But if you guys have any ideas, let us know. We'll try and include them.
Please.
That's about it, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so hit us up. Instagram, Twitter, at the MumbleCast. Our website is now gone because nobody went to it, just in case people are wondering. So ignore that. Just go to our things at the MumbleCast.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, well, in that case, I've been Liam.
I'm Kayla.
And this has been MumbleCast.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, you're not going to read the other book, are you?
Kept you.